time to get thoughtful. Time to let our imagination soar because we've all been playing the Dreams beta.
Yes.
Including Leo in the booth. Don't think you can get away from us, Leo.
Sorry.
All right.
I tried.
So, Elise, you have just been dabbling in other people's creations a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't dabbled much with the creation tool outside of the cover story.
Yeah.
So I played like an hour at that point, but yeah, I'm sure you guys have more to say about the creation at this point.
Yeah, well, I'm also in the same camp. Like, we saw so much on the cover story trip. We spent like 2 days at Media Molecule and got a good rundown of like what those tools are like.
Yeah.
And so I was mainly interested in what the community was making and searching through things
Same
with Dream
here.
Surfing. And then I started doing the tutorials, which the whole first stretch of tutorials, which is like 9 2-minute videos roughly, it's just based on movement. It's like, hey, this
moving
is
the
how you just
camera.
navigate this space. Here's how you can teleport because you're doing everything in a free-floating camera, and it's more complicated than you think. Because like L1 is the shift equivalent, and then you can move over here if you do this.
It's funny because like so much of it is like just obvious things. Like it just works like first-person shooter controls, 2 analog sticks. But then occasionally it'll be like, oh, you can zip to things using these 2 buttons, or hold down this button. And it's like, well, I wouldn't have figured that out on my own. So it's like 60% obvious things, but then 40% like really important hidden things.
Crazy things like if you're grabbing an object, this is all to create games, by the way, is the point of Dreams. But you're like grabbing an object, if you hold R2 lightly, then
It moves
it's like
slower.
slow adjustments. If you really slam it down, then it's like huge adjustments for like rotating little things around here and there. But you've done the most creation, Kyle. How far have you gotten with that?
So not super far because those. I mean, you guys talked about in the cover story a lot.
Yeah.
So those tools are super dense.
It's insane.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Like
yeah.
those tutorials are good. They're basically just YouTube videos that like overlay on screen, and you can fast forward and rewind. Well, not fast forward, but you can rewind 15 seconds at a time, which is nice. But
Do they all have a little story? Because like the first stretch is like,
Yeah.
find Connie the cone.
as far as I got, they still had like a little bit of a narrative, which is cute, and it also gives you like some. Like a goal, kind of. It's less about like, all right, we're going to show you how to move platforms, and it's more like, okay, we're going to show you how to move platforms so you can get Connie to the end.
Yeah.
Which is a nice little touch, and it gives you like a little bit more incentive to learn. It did
you
for me.
need to take care of Connie the cone.
Well, it gives it more character, you know?
Helpless Connie.
Yeah,
Right.
But I got as far as recording animation using the controller and stuff like that.
Oh,
so you
okay.
can like, you basically put something on screen, you hit the record button, and then you can do what you would normally do, like grab something and rotate it and move it, and it like tracks that stuff. So that's as far as I got, which is still not very far at all. In,
Right.
You know, in the large.
Yeah, I
scope
remember
of
doing
things.
some animations on the cover story, and I liked how you actually have to grab the thing and like move it around physically in the
Or
world.
take control of a character and like just use a control stick as if you were playing normally to record what they're doing.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Leo, are we bearing the lead a little bit? What was your high-level takeaway or reaction diving through? Because we did an hour and a half long live stream just checking out what other people had made. What do you think of that?
I could have let that live stream go on for 9 hours. It was so much fun just searching random words and playing what came up. And there's such an incredible variety in the gameplay that people are making.
When I installed the beta at my desk and I unlocked a Dream Surfing, Leo just slowly like floated over, and I could just hear him over my shoulders being like, "I'm gonna love this. Oh my god, I cannot wait. This is so good. This is perfect."
It's just infinite game jam games.
Yeah.
And you never know
Yeah.
what to expect. Some are
great.
Some are a lot funnier than I was expecting. There's just weird stuff in there. Like one of the highest rated is that dumb fighting game where it's like, hey,
Oh, the oi.
what you looking at?
Yeah.
Just this
But I love
dumb-
the soundtrack, of that.
is killer.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
The gameplay is really janky and kind of dumb.
Well,
but, like,
naturally.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that soundtrack is real good.
It's awesome. And like, so it's just people who have access to the beta have been creating stuff. I think I was expecting, I'm impressed by what people have made. No doubt. The variety is awesome. I was expecting more content, I guess, from the beta. Like it got to the point where just sticking around at home, it's like, okay, I've done this one. I've done this one. Like I've gone through a surprising amount of these at this point. Maybe I just haven't been searching for super obscure tags, but
Yeah, I've just been
Yeah.
kind of looking at the stuff that floats to the top, which
Yeah,
you
the
still find lots of good
showcase.
stuff.
Yeah, I usually play a lot of those, but I don't know. I mean, there's also ones that are very like mediocre that I'll play for like 2 seconds. I'm like, this is too janky, and I'm like, not gonna keep playing.
right, because everybody has a lot of
Yeah.
polishing left to do. But it's just
Yeah.
absolutely insane to jump into these games and just things that are reflexes for you. Like Leo and I were playing some third-person shooter where you're running around this environment. It's like, yeah, all the controls are exactly what you'd expect. And it's
Full
just that,
animations for pulling a gun out of a holster.
right.
putting
You
it
just
back.
had to step back and be like, oh yeah, this person rigged this all up
That's pretty
correctly.
cool.
And just like the
Yeah.
small details were killing me while I'm playing through this. Even just dumb stuff this is stupid, but just there was one of them where it's like, okay, you're in an environment, and then to get the map on the screen, you touch the touchpad on the PS4. And it's like, I know that's the easiest thing to program in all of Dreams, with the idea of like, we get to make the map button the touchpad on the PS4. Like, that's so exciting.
Did you guys have like a singular, just like weirdest thing that you found? I think for me, the weirdest one I found, and I put it at the end of my video that I put together of like looking at games that other people have made based on games, like Zelda and Mario.
The copyright legal, like, iffy territory.
But at the end, there was just one. You just start the game, and it's just a dude sitting in a chair, and his head just keeps growing.
I saw that at the end of your video.
Yeah,
right,
it just keeps growing, and you can let it go for like 10 minutes, and it like eventually the head's just like filling the whole screen. It's like, all right, that's a game, I guess.
Dreams on store shelves now.
Yeah.
Run, don't walk. I think it was delightful, but one of the strangest ones was you're playing as this little pea. Did you do this one? Not the grape. The grape one's also awesome.
Oh, I know. With the
Panis
kid,
Pot.
the 4-year-old kid narrating
Yes,
it.
there's a 4-year-old kid that they
loved that
recorded.
one.
It's like this daughter
But-
telling the story, and then I think they just improv the story, and then he
They
turned
made a
into a
game out of
game.
it.
That's
So you're
so
this little
good.
pea going around the kitchen, and there's this little girl in like an uncomfortably cute voice. She's
Oh,
like,
it's a boy. Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking. A little boy. That's the spirit. Anyway, so it's like a little boy just going like, and then the pea's going to go into the penis pot. And the pot doesn't want
So it's a little British boy.
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
so-
It's like Axe
So the
Cop?
thing is, it's actually by a media molecule designer that made that, because I
Oh.
found it on Twitter too.
Okay.
But it's so cute.
Still impressive.
It's so cute. And yeah, it's really like the kitchen is really well designed.
Yeah.
And it was pretty impressive that it was made in Dreams. And the little kid is so adorable. And then the dad will ask questions like, well, what happened when he went into the pot?
I love these accents.
ate up and then spit them out. It's bizarre.
It's so cute.
I googled panis pot. That's not a type of pot. I don't know what that is.
I feel like that must be a British thing.
Isn't a penis something else on a human body? I'm very confused about
Maybe
what's
it's
going on
just a 4-year-old just making up
Making up
words. It happens.
I
sometimes.
assume it's some Britishism that we're just
It's
too
gotta
stupid to
be.
understand. Do you have a favorite thing you've played, Kyle?
You know, okay, maybe not favorite, but the one that I was like most surprised by, A, because it was like actually pretty well done, and B, I was like, I can't believe someone put this much effort into it, was like a Leisure Suit Larry game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They just like made like a bunch of environments, and like they have buttons that you can press to make Larry like do like different poses and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And he walks with these like weird physics that are really funny. Like I'm honestly more impressed by the totally original stuff. But I was just, that one really blew my mind, because I was like, I can't believe someone took the time to make Leisure Suit Larry, and then they did an amazing job with
Yeah.
it, you know?
I thought it was in poor taste to have that 4-year-old narrate everything that was happening in Leisure Suit Larry.
And then
but-
Leisure Suit Larry tried to talk to the lady.
Oh no. Oh, that'd be bad.
there's a I think there was a impressive one that I've seen. I think it's even the highest rated. Yeah, but it's like this driving one. It's called like something
Off-road something.
off something.
Yeah,
But what was,
it's one of the first ones there.
it blew me away just how big it was. And you're moving through all these different environments. And that was definitely one of the things with the cover stories. Is like, it can't really do open worlds. Things are relatively contained, but you can like you can chain things together, a little bit like Wargroove that we just talked about, right? For creating your campaign. So it has a very subtle way of being like, here's a secret kind of gate where they're loading the next area. And it's surprisingly seamless. And you're just driving this car around through some weird, trippy situations, then it ends up and you're like in hell. It is bizarre.
All right.
But
I guess I didn't play that long enough to see
Oh.
those parts.
It's
Because I
crazy.
got kind of frustrated with the like car controls.
the car controls, the
They're
physics
really
suck
bad. I
for that one.
kept crashing. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
wanna play
but it's up to
it.
them to make a better controlling car. It seems like every game with a car was probably the roughest
Yep.
to control. But on that open world thing, another impressive one was somebody made like, it's called Scrolls something, where it's like an RPG.
Oh, yes, that was cool.
Where you have to like poison this guy's trying to kill you in the bar.
And then you have a fight against a dragon.
Oh, I didn't get that far.
Yeah. There's like a dragon that like comes flying in. He's breathing fire and everything, and you have to kill him with your sword.
Oh, that's
And he
awesome.
has a health bar and everything.
But the word that blew my mind is just leaving the tavern and seeing how big the town was. Just like, oh, this
I
is
know.
all
and
one
it's
area.
really pretty. too.
Yeah.
Like the snowy atmosphere. It's really cool.
Yeah, it turns out that
Slayer Scrolls. That one's called.
Slayer Scrolls,
There we
got
go.
it. Yeah, just figuring out like everything's nice and fuzzy in the Dreams engine, like that one, so that snow is going to look really good. But then
Yeah.
there's some games where they push that art style, which is almost the most exciting, just to see how far it can get away from Dreams. Like somebody made Mario 1-1 and like it looks awesome and
They made the
sharp.
soundtrack and everything too.
Yeah, I'm sure Nintendo loves it. And then the other one that was crazy was, I think it was, you couldn't interact with it, but they just recreated basically the opening hallway from Dark Souls 1.
Yes, that was just like a visual benchmark kind of
Okay,
thing.
but just
video.
the look of that thing, it's like, I'm so glad it doesn't look like Dreams. You would just think this was made in Unreal or something.
Yeah, there was one, oh man, I wish I could remember what it was called. Oh yeah, Project Dead. And it's kind of this, it's very limited that you just have to walk down a hallway and that's it. But like it gives off this like very like Doom vibe and it looks super realistic, like the brick walls and everything and the metal canisters that you find and the
cool.
dead bodies, and it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And Curiosity, I don't know if either of you played that one.
Oh,
I
is that
saw
the
that one.
sci-fi one?
Yeah, like
Okay.
you play as a robot, and once again, pretty simple. You just have to like walk to the waypoint, and that's sort of where the demo ends.
Okay.
But it's like a really like beautiful barren landscape, and the like robot design's really cool, and
Yeah.
yeah, kind of like you said, pushes the kind of limits that you think Dreams would have, like that kind of like you said, like fuzzy kind of pattern to everything.
Right,
So-
right. There's a YouTube comment that struck me, I think on one of the videos we did, which is Siddharth Skrikumar just says, "Holy fuck! Why are people not hyped for this? Don't you fucking see the potential this game has?" And I feel like that is speaking for a certain section of the internet of like seeing what Dreams can do, and it is this realization of like, holy fuck,
It
this
can do
could
a
be
lot.
huge.
Yeah.
Do you have predictions, Kyle? Did it change your prognosis?
No, I'm going to be kind of the downer in that,
Oh.
like, everything it still has this, like, one level away from being, like,
Good?
yeah, like a fully legitimate video game to me. It still has this, like, glaze of Dreams on it, whether it's, like, the controls aren't perfect or the visuals look a little too fuzzy. They're all really impressive and fun and cool, but, like, like the prediction of like this is going to be like its own game engine.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's going to be that.
I think if you're smart with the game you're designing and making
Yeah.
it
I saw ones that looked pretty, like, at least like visually looked very
Yeah.
impressive and not
Yeah.
Dreams like at all. So
yeah,
but
even,
you're
but
right.
even like Dark Souls, that one, it looks great, but there's still like a little bit of fuzz. Like I still think I would be able to like say, oh, that was probably made in Dreams. You know, had you shown it to me.
Infinite free games, but they are like 1% fuzzy.
Yeah,
so
but like if you could have, I mean, you're joking, but like if you can have infinite free decent games or like one amazing game,
right.
like I would still rather play the amazing game.
Sure, but there's an audience that Leo in particular maybe. It's
Yeah.
like the idea of dream surfing
I'm
around
very
and having all
excited
that
to
stuff.
dream surf and
No,
see it
you
from
have
a
a
creative
point, Kyle.
perspective. Like I want to see, yeah, thank you, Ali.
No,
I just want to see like what people create with it and admire it as like as art almost more than just like
Same
true
here.
gameplay
Like,
experiences. You
there
know?
was one that I played called Starry Night, and I don't know
Ooh.
if either of you played that.
I saw you write about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I read what you wrote about it. I didn't watch you write about it.
I hope not.
This
But
is
thanks
weird.
for clarifying, Kyle.
Ooh, starry night. Ooh.
Yeah, so it starts off in this bedroom that's once again like really visually appealing, and there's kind of this like green glowing window, and on the windowsill there's some absinthe that you can drink, and once you drink that and you look out the window, all the like the sky starts to blur and it starts to swirl, and like the mountains start to form into like kind of different shapes, and then it ends up looking exactly like Van Gogh's Starry Night.
Oh, that's
and it's
awesome.
very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Leo, your mind was blown. I love that you were in love with this specific feature where you can like dive into any dream. Maybe they have to open it up for this and look at the version history.
Yeah.
It's so weird. So you can go back and be like, let's play the first version of this that they uploaded and like track the changes along the way.
So you can actually play. Those are all. Or do you have to like allow that?
You
or-
must in some way like let it be known that this is a
Yeah, 'cause
new
that
version
feels like
now.
a permissions thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little distinction when we looked at the earliest version of something that said playable. You know, they're probably not all going to be playable, but I do
Right.
love that feature a
That's
lot.
good. Yeah,
Neat.
because I think Little Big Planet, I think when you like updated a level, it just put the newest. It's like
Yeah.
saving the most recent version of the file. But that's cool
Right.
that you can go back and look and see where it started and everything. That's
really
really cool.
neat.
It's
Yeah.
so crazy. Like seeing the reaction and seeing people start to wrap their mind a little bit more around like this could be a colossal thing. Like it's a dumb thing we talked about in this stream, but there's an employee at Double Fine who's been there for a long time, and he played Dreams and he just tweeted out, he's like, "This is the most powerful tool that we've ever had. Like this is going to be absolutely badass." And seeing like other game designers who know the limitations of engine specifically get excited about this, it's like, okay, I can't wait for all those game designers. Forget the crunch in the industry. Now, when you get to go home, I want you to create side projects within Dreams, please.
Oh my gosh.
Someone, I think, mentioned the concept of using Dreams as a way for developers to kind of like,
Paper test.
yeah, like make them like a smaller version of just like, this is kind of the idea that I have. I want to do this on a larger scale. And
Yeah.
that's really cool. And
I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have to keep in mind, like, when we're saying, oh, well, it's janky and, like, you know, it doesn't feel like a proper video game. I mean, they've only had, like, a bit over a month.
And it's
Right.
and it's a small group of people too.
It's a small group
who
of
are
people.
very talented.
And a lot of the time you start these, like, little demos and they're like, you know, remember that this is, you know, just kind of like a prototype, and when Dreams launches, I want it to be an actual,
Yeah.
you know, bigger
Yeah.
thing. So I feel like it's hard to judge at this point in time. Like, give Dreams a few months for like people to experiment and stuff. Then I'm like really wondering
Totally.
what could come out.
Especially with VR, where it's going to get completely nuts out there.
Could be totally horrifying.
Oh yeah, it is undoubtedly going to be horrifying. And like, I think they said in the cover story trip that the plan is it's going to be like Mario Maker for PSVR specifically, where to post the level you have to play it yourself and finish it, just to make sure that it's not just some whirligig nightmare.
See, after playing Dreams, that concept seems weird to me, because what if how do you beat like that Van Gogh creation? You just watch it? I guess?
Well, to beat Van Gogh, I think you have to be Van Gogh's own mind, I think is how that works. Yeah.
Interesting.
You have to break his heart or something. I don't remember.
Or
what the
try to
story
move
is.
in with a group of other artists and get really angry.
Is that what he did?
Something like that.
That
yeah.
guy's really
We're all
funny.
experts.
Something for the Dreams experts at the table.
Yeah.
I'm curious how collaboration works. I'm very interested in me and my friends all getting this and putting together some abomination monstrosity.
Yeah.
Can you
VR.
work on the same project at the same time, or is it more working on
Yes.
different parts and uploading them?
You can, but not yet.
Well, so it's confusing. So there's couch co-op.
Yeah.
You can share the same project. You can't work on it at the same time online right now, is the way they put it. Unless you do Game Informer's favorite trick of doing a share play with them, and then you can simulate the couch co-op if you want to do that for like playing music and stuff together.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
the little, what's the guy? The little
Imp.
So you could
Cursor.
theoretically you could have two imps on screen and both be doing things.
Only
And
locally.
and locally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but eventually they'll get that going for online. But it's so exciting seeing so many comments of people being like, I want to make this. I want to make this type of game. I've been dreaming of this. I've been dreaming of this. It's so satisfying to think this is what Media Molecule's been trying to do somewhat successfully with Little Big Planet, and now just
Yeah.
seeing it, the world's their oyster, and people's brains are literally just being filled with dreams. Like that is mission accomplished, for
sure.
Media Molecule.
And you already are seeing collaborations happen, just not like specifically making a dream together
Yeah.
at the same time. But like you see, like this project's, this music was done by this person and the art was done by this person.
Yep,
So
yep,
we're
yep.
already seeing that.
Super exciting. The beta ends February 4th.
Yeah, pretty soon.
So our dreams will end then as well, but then it'll
Yeah,
come back.
Progression, you save. They said you can save like the file locally, right? Or
Everything
something?
from the beta will go forward and launch, is what they said, at least in the cover story
Really?
trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might have changed.
Oh, really?
But you can save what you made. So if you made something and you want to keep it, like you
Okay.
just download the whatever the .dreams file or
Yeah,
whatever it's
yeah.
called.
To your PS4?
I'm not totally clear on how that works, but I saw them tweeting about that.
Huh, confusing. To learn more, GameInformer.com/dreams, we have a ton of exclusive features and stuff up there. If you want to learn, or if you want to see the campaign and stuff, which, this is going to be like 2 to 3 hours, it's all up there. That was just a clip from a larger show called The Game Informer Show. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, or GameInformer.com. We take the fun opportunities and exclusive information from Game Informer magazine and boil it into a show that airs every Thursday with exclusive cover story information, developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So come love games with us.